Hi, good afternoon. I'm known for open before I'm quiet. I'd like to ask number 20 and 21. Okay,
We have questions, guys.
okay. Okay, I think ladies, from the 6 titles state this year, what would you like to win?
Well, I do have my hopes on the Miss World crown. So I really love the ideals that the Miss World organization holds, and I believe that my advocacy and the things that I believe in are aligned with the organization. Well, thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for that question. As most of you have known, I have a lot of pageant experience for the past 2 years. And it has dawned to me that I'm very passionate for my purpose, and that is to serve other people. And I believe that Miss World is also aligned with that. So I really want to win the Miss World crown and hopefully bring the second crown to the Philippines. Thank you.
That you can use as your platform for this pageant.
Ako mag-hawak ng mga.
To be able to compete in the international pageants.
Thank you, Sir Gilpata. First of all, my advocacy, I didn't start it for the sake of Miss World pageant. Actually, I started it last year, which is my very down moment of my life. It was called CORE, the CORE. The CORE stands for Creative Orientation Relating to Education, which we take care of the children or the youth who was abused by rape and drugs addict. I believe this kind of platform can really help me to raise the flag and awareness for those children and for those youths, because as we all believe that youth is the key to success, and we have to really help them and focus on them because somehow their voices cannot be heard. Thank you.
Hello, magandang hapon po. I am representing the City of Mandaluyong. So for the Miss World Philippines pageant, I am working with the city, and our target is on the issue of teenage pregnancy. We have right now counseling and case management seminars working with our barangay and health centers because we want these teen moms to come back to reality after giving birth. Because based from my experiences with close friends, I know how hard it is to carry a child for 9 months, and how do I go back to society? How do I face people? So that's what we're targeting, the solution to what happens after teenage pregnancy. Thank you.
As you may know, if you saw my intro video, I talked about my autoimmune disease, which is alopecia. And of course, that was my first time coming out about it. But prior to that, I researched onto how we can improve the system because I got it a year ago and I didn't know how to deal with it. Looking online, there wasn't much, especially in the Philippines. Imagine how cancer was 45 years ago. It wasn't all over the news. People weren't open about it. That's where autoimmune diseases are right now. And I want to work with everyone that has autoimmune diseases and to get people to accept it just like cancer is. Thank you.
Question is, what can you contribute to the Miss World Philippines organization and why? Anyone can start.
As a collective group of incredible women who stand here before you, I think all of us can of course contribute something to the Miss World organization. If you've watched all our introduction videos, you know that we all have advocacies, we all have something we're passionate about. We're all also, I would like to say, incredibly successful, whether we're still in school or whether we're working or working on our future dreams. Personally, what I can bring to the Miss World organization is definitely dedication. I would say I'm a perfectionist. So when I do something, I want to give my 100%, and I don't like not finishing a job in the most perfect way that I can.
Well, I believe that there's nothing more beautiful than the organization's motto, which is beauty with a purpose. And I personally know how long and how eager people have waited for me to join the pageant. And I never really dreamed of being a beauty pageant or a beauty queen. But what really gets to me with Miss World is that the purpose that they make, the values that they uphold. And that's the kind of person I want to be. I want to be a person of influence. I want to lend a hand to people that can't stand. You know, my advocacy is mental illness and autism. And I've had to live with that with my whole life. And I know so many people around this world suffer with instances like this. And I personally took up psychology because I wanted to help those that are very close to me and those that are very close to my heart. And I believe that, you know, with those values and with that dedication to do good, I believe that I can really, really help to serve the motto of this world, which is beautiful.
So for me, I can contribute for Miss World is that by continuing their legacy, beauty with a purpose, and also inspiring others that pageant is not just about pageant, beauty with a purpose.
Good afternoon, everyone. Even before joining the pageant, I've always been active with certain charities like Child House. I worked with them for 9 years, and even as a child, I've always been active in giving my toys to kids at Children's Hospital. But you can only do so much as an artist. That's why it's really, really beautiful that a beauty pageant would have such a positive impact on society, which is beauty with a purpose. So what I can contribute is encouragement. That number one, we shouldn't let our fears become bigger than our dreams. And we shouldn't be afraid to strive for perfection, because although we'll never achieve it, but it will help us push our limits. And then lastly, we shouldn't be afraid to love and to accept love. You can do great things through love, and love always wins.
Hello everyone, hello Tita Francie. I've always believed that pageants is a celebration of women, beautiful women, not just physically, but also in their mind and in their heart. So what I believe that I can contribute to the Miss World organization is more than just continuing the legacy of beauty with a purpose. It's changing the notion that Miss World Philippines is a second-class pageant in the Philippines. That's all, thank you.
Individual questions for you. Liza, this is your second time to join Miss World Philippines. Do you think this is the riskiest you have done in your life? And for Vanessa, you're one of the youngest contestants here in Miss World Philippines. Do you think age will hinder you in achieving a crown in this year's pageant?
Good evening, everyone, or good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, so it is my second time joining. I joined back in 2017. I was the first princess, and I think what was amazing during my time was that it really opened my eyes in terms of how much I can do within my community, within the community. And I saw that within my sisters. I saw how much they contributed. And it really inspired me to really focus and to join again. That is the reason why I'm back. I believe in what the Miss World organization embody. They embody beauty with a purpose. You know, I've been working with a foundation called Philippine Foundation for Breast Care, PASUSO, and I work closely with breast cancer patients. I'm a strong advocate for breast cancer because my mother was diagnosed. And I realized how important and how much influence we have as beauty queens. And for me, that is something beautiful and very powerful. And the fact that I'm here today, I am very proud and I'm so thankful for the opportunity to represent my province, Bohol, and to show what I have and what I can really showcase So thank you so much for the opportunity, and I'm ready.
Hi, thank you for that question. During my life, I've always gone through some type of an experience that has taught me to be the woman that I am today. During last year, in my last year of year 12, my father had just passed away and had been severely murdered. And it had taught me a lot about what it's like to be someone who's not heard in this society, someone who cannot be heard from what other people think of you, and being taught by my mother to be independent, to be irrational when you need to be self-caring, selfless, loving, and kind is pretty much the best way to love one another. And I feel as though that maturity does not hinder the way people perceive you in beauty pageants. It's more on how you think of yourself and how you identify your character, your values, your religion, your culture, your tradition, and the way you implement that through other people and the way you inspire them every day. Thank you.
Hi girls. You both come from Filipino-Chinese background. Do you think joining Miss World Philippines is some sort of self-empowerment?
First, I myself, since my family is Chinese, I have been imposed by so many limitations since I was young. And even joining the pageant, they don't want me to join pageant. Because it is something that they think that showing off my body is something that they don't like. But in that way, I feel this kind of self-empowerment. I don't want to live a life, or me as a person, to be a mediocre. It is inevitable to everyone that we seek for something more in life. So I stand here today, taking the risk, taking a step, hoping, praying, and aiming. Thank you.
Not everyone knows about this, but I am not Chinese by blood because I am an adopted daughter of my father, and I really am very thankful for that step that he took, because even though I am not really Chinese, he brought me up to be a strong, independent woman. And I think, regarding your question, I think I'm not representing just the Filipino-Chinese community, but every strong Filipino woman. And I think that joining pageants, it's really a good and the best platform for us to share our advocacies. And for me, that is animal welfare development. And for everyone here who are fur parents, I really want to strengthen the animal welfare action in the Philippines, and I really do hope that we make it to the higher authorities, that they can help us.
What can
For me,
I'm always thankful of having them, because knowing that I am a part of family, which I am the youngest, and here also, I am very thankful and grateful to have 39 other sisters and have another set of family. And I think that I can teach my sisters to be thankful, because being thankful will lead you into learning, because learning is a lifelong experience. And I think that it is a good experience for us to learn about new things into someone, and to learn new experiences into someone who is younger than you. I can give them my experiences, and I think that it is a good idea to share experiences so that we can learn from each other. Thank you.
Who was that? True.
Hello everyone, thank you so much for the question. So something I believe I could teach my bigger sisters is that being 19, I am a millennial. So we are known to be always on our phones, always very attentive to technology. And that's something I really would like to not be so attached to, just because I really want to be able to capture everything in a moment, really take a hold of everything that we are having, every memory, holding on to every little thing. So that's something I would want to teach my older sisters, all my sisters here, is to really just enjoy all of our time together, enjoy all of our time, because I am an overseas candidate as well. So enjoying this time with everyone here is just quite memorable to me. Thank you.
I would also like to follow up with girls. The girls